Hi guys, I'm Trina and welcome back again. Today we'll be looking at geolocation. This would be the seventh out of the 8 different quizzes that we have throughout chapter 1. We're very sad we're heading towards the end of chapter 1, but very, very happy, and excited for you because congratulations, you stayed on through with us for 7 quizzes straight. So if you have already done at least 6 out of the 8 quizzes, great work, guys, because now you are eligible for Google Swag. What is better than that, right? As usual, just a little housekeeping reminder, make sure that you're logged on using your laptop, or your desktop, because we need at least 2 web browsers open. One for you to watch this on YouTube, another one for you to open the quiz platform and actually answer the question later on. Now, if not, you can always opt to have 2 devices, be it you watch this on your phone and you answer the quiz on your tablet, that's also fine. So we'll head on to, looking at geolocation. What is geolocation? It basically just means locating a place. And one of some of the tools that you can actually get used to at looking at ground level of different locations worldwide is this tool called Google Street View. Now, we'll also look at street level views from different tools like Mapillary and Yandex, the latter of which actually covers some important parts of the world that Google doesn't, especially in view of recent incidents. Now, first we'll look at Google Street View, and we understand that when we want to verify an image or a video, one of the key things that we need to know and to be able to verify is where is it taken from. And Street View tools are amazing for this because it allows to take you to different parts of the world without ever leaving your seat in this room, and be able to actually look at places at street level views halfway across the world. So Google Street View covers close to 16 million kilometers of the planet's roads, which is insane, right? As you can see here, it's like pretty much almost half of the globe covered with Google Street. And this is an amazing feature because it really helps a lot of journalists. And now it can even help you, future master detectives like yourself, to be able to geolocate a place in real time. So I'm going to show you how Street View works. Well, it's insanely easy to use because you just have to open up your Google Maps app, tap in and search for a location like you usually do. And once you find a location, you will notice that there is this, on the top right corner, there's this little small box, right? It looks like layers. So you tap on it, and once you tap on it, basically what it shows you is all the different layers that Google Maps app has, including this one that it is identified as Street View with this little yellow man. Once you enable that, tap on it, enable it, you see a string, all the blue lines that appear. And all these blue lines represent Street View imageries that are captured by Google. Whereas all the little blue dots, blue circles, those actually represent Street View images that are captured by the public, be it you, me, anyone who took picture at, say, for example, in front of Merlion and decided that, hey, the 360 photo that I took looks pretty cool. I'm going to upload it onto Google Maps, Google Map, and basically have it as this public imagery, right? So what if you actually tap on the blue circle, you will notice that you would get, like, say, this is like the street level view of submitted by someone, and it's a 360 view. And then if you tap on the blue line, any blue line, you can actually see the street view that's captured by Google. And how this is different is that it also has a 360 view, but it also allows you to go forward and backwards by clicking on the arrow. And one thing to note, that you will notice that this is a view of 21 Esplanade Drive in Singapore. And it tells you that this street view was taken a month ago. So that's a pretty neat trick, right? For you to just get an idea of how things would look like, even if you're halfway across the world. Now, but what if you wanted to view older street view images? And so, in the line of fact checking, sometimes we encounter old visuals that have been recycled as recent photos or videos. So, by using tips that we have learned previously, such as reverse image or video search, we can sometimes pick out, recycled visuals. But there are also times when the reverse image or video search does not yield you any results. Knowing how to spot clues within a location and check if the incident happened at that exact place and time will determine if the content is accurate or not. And to do that, we may need to use tools such as historical street view. Now, here's how you can get into historical street view. You will remember that in the mobile Google Maps app, you are able to see when the street view you're looking at is last captured. And in the case that we just example that we just showed you, you can see that Esplanade Drive street view was captured a month ago, but it doesn't tell you the exact date. Now, it also doesn't give you the option to find older street view imagery, right? So, historical street view is a function that is available on Google Maps web browser. Now, using your laptop to open up Chrome, you can head to Google Maps and head to the location that you want. So, you can start searching the location. And in this case, I am going to search for the Shibuya crossing, the very famous crossing in Shibuya, Japan. So once here, you can actually click on, once you head to Shibuya, you can actually click on the little yellow man on the bottom right. And once you click on the little yellow man on the bottom right, you will see all the blue lines appear. And this is basically all your street view. And what you got to do after that is that you got to head into the location that you want, tap on the blue line, and immediately you get onto the street view. And interestingly, so now you get a look at, this is what Shibuya looks like in March 2021, because I can see that because it tells me here Street View March 2021. And I can even see the signboards that are present in March 2021. And I can see that there is several prominent signboards that I can see there. So what I can do is that I notice that next to the street view, and then it has this month, March 2021. Next to it, there is a clock icon. Once I click on the clock icon, I can actually see that this box pops up and it shows me all the different dates that I can actually select for historical street view imagery. Now, I can see images that are even taken, street view images that were taken in previous years. So I can tap and then I can actually click on it. I can actually view it. I can see that the signboard here has changed now. I can even go older and select a later image as well. Once I do that, and then I could hit on a date, click on the image, and I can see that the signboard for Yakult has disappeared here. And so and I can also see the month. This was taken in August 2018. So basically, this is how you would use Street View, and you're able to get the historical Street View imagery. So now, why this is actually important is that this can be a great clue if you're looking to confirm if an incident that occurred really happened at that place and that time that it was claimed. Now, there are times when sometimes people show you a video, for example, of a protest, and they say that this happened last week at XYZ location. And maybe in that protest video, you can see people marching past, say, a building with a signboard or a shop front, that shows you the name of the place, so you can use maps easily to geolocate the place. But store signs, signboards, especially in busy areas, also often changes. So even especially shopping malls, they also have to change the facade every few years, right? So if you're able to geolocate, not only geolocate, but also determine if the video is new or old, that will help you immensely in your work of fact checking, especially if you see that the video that claims to be taken last week is actually captured way before that, because the store signs are actually old store signs that you found on Street View historical imagery. So I hope that actually gives you an idea of how historical Street View works and how it can come in handy when you need to use it for your fact checking work. So, but what if you can't find a historical street view that matches the timeline that you want to locate with the visuals that you have, right? Sometimes that happens. So because you don't get street historical street view for every single month of the year. Not it's not like the Google car goes there every single month to capture it. So what you can actually do is that here's another tip that you can actually take note. You will notice that with public locations right now on Google Maps, there are always recommendations, right? Especially inside shopping malls or buildings or stores, people tend to leave reviews on Google about the place. So along with the reviews are also then you can see all the user uploaded photos that shows the interior of the place. So once you click on all to view all the photos that users have submitted, you can actually see, once you tap on it, you can see that this photo was uploaded by this user 2 months ago, right? And so you can even see if the store interior has undergone significant changes, from changing the signboard, the store design, or even advertisement boards, or even buntings, or even special time sensitive offers and promotions in place. Now in this case, I can see that like obviously the decoration for Christmas from a few months ago to from a year ago, it would look different, and you can see the interior of the store has changed. So that's like a very good clue. If you cannot find anything on historical street view, and it's an interior of a place, or that the place has gotten a lot of reviews, then you can actually try Google Maps and just search for the location, look for user submitted photos. So, but Google isn't the only place that you can actually get street view around the world. So there are other mapping tools such as Mapillary. And Mapillary offers this amazing wide array of street imagery. You can see that so many people use Mapillary. All the green dots and green lines, those are all those Mapillary submission. Now, Mapillary is not only extensive, but it also gets you the street view in places that are hard to get to. For example, small alleyways or a view from a boat, which sometimes you don't get on Google Street View. And the reason why Mapillary is able to get all this kind of images is simply because of the fact that it relies on user contribution. So it's a crowdsourced method that they use, but it's very, very powerful and helpful because it offers people a street view imagery of places that, sometimes even the Google car doesn't go to. And just like Street View on Google, you can actually move back and forth, but you realize that it doesn't have the 360 view, simply because of the fact that it's taken by a user and is submitted as they move and they walk along a path. In this case, like they walk along this alleyway, they took a snapshot and they submitted it. So besides Google and Mapillary, another noteworthy mapping tool with Street View is Yandex. Yandex is Russia's preferred search engine, but it also has a maps tool, and this mapping tool also has a street level view available. So Yandex Maps provides street view in many Russian cities, towns, and also street view imagery in former Soviet countries. Now in Yandex Map, you can select this panorama function, and which once you select it, you activate this all the locations which has street view coverage, which will appear in light purple, whereas places with aerial street view will appear as balloons. And so once you click on that, you can actually easily just tap on any lines, and you can click on it, and you can actually view the street view on Yandex Maps. So if you're looking at in light of recent incidents, there are a lot of fact checkers that are using different mapping tools like Google and also Yandex to just look at what is going on in Eastern Europe, and even in former Soviet countries, and also in Russia. So we touch on Google, Mapillary, and Yandex. So these are just some of the many tools out there, but there are also Bing Maps, right? And Bing Maps is only available on Windows. So if you browse Bing Maps, there is this function within called Street Side that shows street view of places. Now, if you find that Google Street View the street view that you managed to find on Google is fairly old and would like to look for more recent options to see any potential changes within the area, you now have the options of exploring Mapillary, Yandex, or Bing. Of course, there is no guarantee that you may find recent images from all of these platforms, but these are your best bets. So I've touched all that you need to know about Street View. I hope you're not overpacked with information, because right now we're going to go straight into the quiz. As usual, get into Quizzy. get into quizzy.com/join and key in the code. Once you key in the code, then you make sure that you input your nickname that you use to register when you register for chapter one. And you have 3 minutes today to answer today's quiz question. And this should be the 7 out of the 8 quizzes that we have for chapter one. So I hope you put your best effort and your best foot forward and get it right. So we'll have 1.5 minutes left for you to get onto Quizzy, and make sure that you input the correct nickname, the correct code to get into the right room. Don't get into the wrong room. We have about a minute and 15 seconds left. So if you're not in Quizzy yet, what are you waiting for? Like, hurry up. So, okay, we have 1 minute to go. Okay, are you guys like pumped up? Okay, if you're on Quizzy already, I hope you're hearing that funky Quizzy music that they have. You can just actually activate the music. The music sounds pretty addictive. We have less than 1 minute left, so I hope you are in Quizzy by now and you're just waiting for the quiz to start. Well, as usual, we'll always present to you the answer immediately after the quiz is over. We have 30 seconds to go. At the moment, I hope you're able to digest what I mentioned and what I thought you guys is now like seriously like street level, street view on Google, historical street view on Google using the clock icon, clicking on the blue lines, clicking on the blue circle if you want to look at user contributed photos, all of that. Okay, now we have 10 seconds left. And you guys should be in Quizzy by now and watching this on YouTube, but your Quizzy is open and ready to basically answer the question, and we're gonna start right now. So, what color is the picket fence at the entrance to Cheng Hun Teng Temple in Malacca, Malaysia? Now you can use Street View to be able to identify the color of the picket fence. All you have to do is just get on maps, look up the place. Make sure you don't spell things wrongly. Look up the place on Google Maps and then try to get to Street View. Remember the little yellow man. And then get onto Street View. The answer is just right there in front of you the moment you're in Street View. It's so obvious. It's as clear as day. You have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, slightly more than that now. So I hope you're able to get onto Google Maps. I don't think you have any problem looking for the temple in Google Maps, but you should know how to get the Street View activated. So if you don't, then may I remind you, when in doubt, click on the little yellow man. So you have less than 2 minutes left. I'm watching the timer very closely, and I'm looking at whether you guys actually managed to do this or not. Like, this should be a piece of cake for you. This shouldn't be tough. I know some of you are like, this is so easy. I can do this with my one eye closed. Some of you are probably be like, this is so hard. Where is the little yellow man? Why am I not getting the blue lines? Where are the blue lines? Okay, 1.5 minutes. So get it done, get your answer, and submit. Is the answer white, blue, red, or pink? Give it a good guess. What do you think the answer is? But you don't actually have to guess, because if you have Street View open, you would notice that this is such an easy question. You have 1 minute left. If you guys just logged on, I'm very sorry that you're late, but I hope you still managed to get 6 out of 8 quizzes, because that's the only way for you to get swag. Okay, you have like 45 seconds left. For those of you who are in Quizzy and you realize that it's time to start panicking because you have 30 seconds to go, you should panic, but panic like in a very calm manner if you're able to do that. And then get the answer on Street View. So Google Street View, come on, open Google Maps, get onto Street View, head over to this Chin Hun Ting Temple in Malacca, Malaysia, and check out what is the color of their picket fence. We have 15 seconds left, less than that now. So I assume all of you by now, this is quiz 7, you should have mastered it all. You should have the answer to this question already. And now we'll show you the answer. And I hope you watch carefully, especially if you were panicking earlier and you were not sure what you were clicking at. Better watch carefully now. So here's how we do it. Okay, we got onto Google Maps, right? We load Google Maps and then obviously we would search the location. We would search the location, in this case is Ting Temple, and then immediately Google tells me this is the option. I can click on it. I click on it, I get in, I look at this is the maps view, right? I confirm that it is in Malacca, right? And then I look at the little yellow man on the bottom right. I tap on it so that I can activate the blue lines. I click on the blue lines in front of the temple, and voila, I get to see the temple. And the temple has a red picket fence in front of it. Just to be sure, I'm moving around so that I'm getting it right. Right? I can even play with historical view and see if they made any changes over time. And I noticed that they've kept the red picket fence over the years. It's still the red fence. So, and which is why the answer for that is the color red. So, thank you for participating in quiz 7, and I hope that you would keep tab of your scores. If you are just like me, who's super competitive, I would just want to know my score just for the fun of it. You can check out the link, and if you have your really pressing dying question that you feel that it has to be answered and no one can answer it for you, only if it's related to this verification challenge, you can email us at gi verification challenge@themasterplan.com.sg. Now, guys, it's time to say goodbye. Go do your thing now. We'll see you back again for the very last quiz tomorrow. We're very excited because even after this chapter 1 ends, we'll immediately kick off a chapter 2, and that's when you can mingle and interact and get all the juicy details from professional fact checkers. I'll see you guys tomorrow for our very last quiz. Same time, same place. Bye.